Hello and welcome to another edition of the Red Phoenix Gaming Podcast. I'm your host Derek, and with me as always is the lovely Michelle, and we're going to talk about some gaming news stuff and things for this April 3rd, 2015.
We're 2 days from Easter.
We're 2 days from Easter, so this is our Easter edition. Also
27.
our Battlefield Hardline multiplayer edition, because you should be seeing some stuff over here. Wherever it is.
Down there.
Yeah, whatever way it's supposed to be, that's which way you're going to be seeing it.
I'm probably playing terribly, so please don't judge me.
Point and
Thank
laugh.
you.
And this is podcast 027?
That's right, 27.
Holy cow. Guitar solo. Explosion.
A good one.
Lightning.
Excellent.
Let's get it started.
Can we have a queso party for number 30?
We should absolutely have a queso party for every single one of these. But
That's
number
true.
30, I guess, can be the one.
I think every time we hit a milestone like that, there should be a party of queso.
So like for 28, 29, 30, 31, 30. I mean, they're all milestones.
That's true.
Just queso every day.
All day, every day.
I'd be like 600 more pounds.
It's a true story. They don't see the lower half of you. I know
That's
how
right.
big your thighs have gotten on the queso.
Huge. Just giant. All right. Well, we can queso cast some other time. Let's talk about some gaming news right now. First off, I'd like to give a shout out to my cousin, who probably isn't going to watch this, but she just had a baby girl today.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And Camilla is welcomed into this world, and hopefully we get to see her shortly, but we'll see. Who knows? They're in Carolinas, so.
Oh, boy.
Yay for them.
Yay.
All right. Let's talk about gaming news. Fable.
I'm ready.
Did you see this Fable news where they blew up Twitter and everyone hated them for it?
Yep. I sure did.
Let's
talk about it. Let's talk about it.
So, for those who don't know, Fable went up and they threw out Happy National Cleavage Day from us at Lionhead Studios, and they did a picture of the foaming jugs. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
So it's a picture of like a woman with like mugs in her hands and like cleavage, right? Yeah. And then they're like, we just want to be clear, we don't discriminate. So they did like a dude's butt crack. Is that what it was? Or like his butt or something like that?
To make it look like his cleavage.
Yeah. And they've been getting flack from this. I guess Twitter just did not like this. Now, you're a female.
That's
so
correct.
You have the feminine perspective.
I sure do.
Do you think this is an overreaction, or do you think this is just?
Is Twitter overreacting? Is that what you're asking me?
No, well, do you think that Twitter is right? Should they have overreacted for this?
No, calm yourselves.
Do you think?
Calm yourselves. There's nothing wrong with showing some cleavage. There's nothing wrong with celebrating that. Who cares? Shut up. Calm yourselves. That I'm really annoyed by this entire situation.
Entire story.
The whole situation. So there's this this Viner. Her name is Mama Keys. I love her. I watch her all the time. And every single day she does, it's some kind of like happy holiday, like happy Oreo day or whatever. This does not bother me. I'm sorry. My cleavage has gotten me free drinks in the past. I don't have a problem with this at all whatsoever. And I don't know why people are getting so upset about it and so offended about it. I watch chicks on Twitch and they have cleavage showing. I don't have a problem with it. I don't know why people are so upset about it. I have cleavage right now. You just can't see it.
That's right. It's just covered.
A little bit of cleavage. Who cares?
Don't Stop
it. Calm yourselves. That really upset me, that whole situation. I don't think what they did was wrong at all. It didn't offend me. If it offended someone else, sorry, ignore it. Move on to the next. Sorry, it's 140 characters. It's not that big a deal. Stop. That's all I have to say about that. I'm really annoyed by that whole situation.
She's calling you all out. Every feminine activist in the world who has ever had an issue with cleavage, come fight Michelle in real life, 1v1.
Listen, I don't have a problem with it, and I'm sure there are people who obviously do, and if you don't like it, ignore it. There are things that I don't like. You know what I do? I'm a grown-up. I ignore it. I don't flame people. I don't flip out about it.
You're not going to boycott this game because they use
Absolutely
the
not.
word
Heck,
National Cleavage
maybe I'll
Day as a
maybe I'll go
hashtag?
out maybe I'll go out and buy a copy of it just
You know
'cause
what?
of that.
You know what they should do is all the women who have your perspective on it should take a picture of their cleavage with the game in between their cleavage, and then they could support it.
Can't do that because that turns you into a gamer girl, and that's a whole nother beast that we don't talk about because that annoys me. Call yourself a
Just
gamer girl. Do it. Oh, there you
is that what you do? You just
go.
like chew on the controller, right?
You should show everybody that beautiful controller.
This lovely as-
Custom.
custom Assassin's Creed painted with a nice little Templar and Abstergo logo on the side. Absolutely.
It's a beautiful work of art.
This is my baby Trolla. Um, so I'm not gonna put in my input on this just because I'm a man, and if I say that I like boobs, people are gonna be like, "You're a typical male."
I like
Um,
boobs.
but that's
So
I think it's more so a freedom of speech thing. And yeah, they're a developer, so they have to watch what they say. But at the same time, it's not like they said Happy Women's Day in the Kitchen Day. It was like
right.
National Cleavage Day.
Exactly.
It wasn't anything that they should have, retracted their statement or deleted the Twitter post because that's what they did.
I was not at all offended. More power to them. I don't think they should have had to delete it just because some people were upset about it. I don't know. I don't know that that's not offensive to me, and I'm a female with cleavage. So stop.
Stop it.
Ah. All right, let's move on because I'm annoyed now.
Let's move on to more annoying news.
All right.
So swatting, one of our favorite
Oh my
topics.
goodness.
Hold on, no, this is actually a good news story.
Okay.
A teenage 13-year-old boy was arrested in SoCal, Southern
Oh,
California,
'cause he was swatting people.
because he was. And in fact, he said
13 years old.
3 separate occurrences.
His mom was probably so mad.
He did like some swatting thing. And they obviously can't release his name because he's so young.
Sure, because
But
you're a minor and you shouldn't be doing stuff like that.
yep. He said that he felt that he was personally wronged in one of the situations. So he I think he threatened to blow up a house with hostages inside or said something along those lines, which caused the swatters to go to the house and see if there was a bomb. And more or less, it's turned into an awful situation. Uh, I'm pretty sure the way it went was like they caught him because he did it so many times. He did it like 3 times in a month, and 2 of the times were like one day right after the other. So they ended up eventually finding him after his spoofed IP and phone and everything. It led back to him, and he got nabbed. So all of you swatting children out there, take this as a lesson.
I hope his
Stop
mama
it.
beat him, not, literally
Yeah,
I
well,
hope I got a little spanking.
exactly. Yeah, I think his iPhone and all of his toys and stuff are probably the least of his worries. The kid's probably going to be doing a little bit of jail time or something of that nature, juvie or something. I don't think
Time
they're going to
out.
let him out
You're
with like a slap on the hand.
you're going to time out for 2 months
That's right. You
in
sit
the
in that
corner.
chair and you do not
That's
move.
right. That's right.
I use that on my 3-year-old son. I don't think it's going to work for a 13-year-old who called the cops and threatened the bomb
What?
on,
Oh my
in
God,
a
I would
building and stuff.
kill my kid. Like, you would have a bad time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the cops would be the least of their worries.
Yeah.
I mean, you shouldn't say that. I'm not threatening children. You don't threaten children. But seriously, like think before you act. That's
Yeah.
the moral of the story.
Make good choices.
Truth.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm just so flustered right now from all of the technical difficulties and the swatting and everything. I can't even
And the
transition.
cleavage. My God.
I know all this cleavage in my head right now. I Googled cleavage just to see what it was, so
Oh,
I'm
thank
all
goodness.
flustered.
I'm glad you could educate yourself.
Let's talk about some newer games like Battlefield Hardline, which we just were talking about at the beginning of the show.
Sure.
Did you see that some people have actually gotten their Hardline account or like their Hardline game from Origin turned off?
No.
So one of the people, I believe it's from Guru 3D, Hilbert Hagedorn, ended up playing the game. And what they do over there at Guru 3D is they try out a bunch of different video cards. And
See how it runs differently?
yeah, they're like, they
Yeah.
basically test it out and benchmark it and see like which card runs it best, which card runs it at which settings, etc. And then they send out a thing and say like, this is what we found out. And then I guess after using a handful of these cards, his game said, sorry, your game's been used by too many computers, and locked him out.
Oh, so it kept thinking he was changing computers just from the changing
Just
out the
from
card.
video cards, yes. So,
Oh,
and actually, when they went to Origin to like find out, their authentication said, look, we allow you to play the game on up to 5 different PCs in every 24 hours.
oh, that's actually pretty generous.
It is. So, like, if you were moving around from PC to PC, you could play it on 5 different PCs. But the problem is he did this, like, when you do it for a job and you crank through 10 or
Yeah,
12 or however many graphics cards you go through, you're kind of, you're going to end up needing to buy multiple copies at this point.
right.
And then you're going to have to
Or
remember
maybe they
which
could
ones.
like just call him up and be like, "Hey, I'm testing out some cards. Can you guys unlock us?" And
You'd
maybe they could
think,
do something like that.
yeah, you'd think that that would be the easy way to do it. But with companies this big, a lot of times, even when they call up and say, hey, heads up, they're just going to say, sorry, you're out of luck.
Hey, if I was a big company, I'd help out somebody.
Oh, of course. I mean,
Just saying.
we all were, because we think of ourselves as small companies, and if we ever got big, we'd remember the little people, or you'd like
That's
to think
right.
you would.
That's right.
But these, I mean, EA's huge, Origin's huge, and I don't think they really care necessarily.
Oh, that's sad. Or
So,
if nothing else, they just have to limit to themselves how many cards that they switch out to when they're playing under Origins.
right. You'll just have to take your review, and instead of it lasting 1 day, it'll have to last 2 or 3, and you'll crank out all your different cards.
Yeah,
15 cards in 3 days instead of 15 cards in 1 day. So it
sure.
sucks for your review, but your fans would understand
Right.
moving forward,
And so on.
and so on and so forth. Halo. Transition.
Halo. Dude. Okay, let's just talk about this.
Let's
So,
just talk about Halo for
are we
a
talking
second.
about the Halo commercials?
So we'll get to there in a second.
Oh my
A
gosh.
little precursor to this. Michelle and I aren't really big Halo fans. I
No.
played Halo 3. I really liked Halo 3. It was my first like co-op shooter that I sat down next to somebody on a couch and played with. Shout out to my buddy Tom. But we basically played through Halo in my parents' basement, ran
Is that where you are
through.
right now, in your mom's
No,
basement?
I'm in my dungeon
Looks
in
like
my
it.
house. But we were in my parents' basement. We were just hanging out on a CRT television, like 600-pound TV for something that was like a 31-inch screen. And we cranked through it. Loved Halo 3. Never bought Halo 4. Never even played 1 or 2. Just never been a huge Halo fan.
I actually got a copy of, I don't even remember which one it was, but I was in Microsoft beta and I got a copy of one of the
ODST.
Halos. Yeah. And I played that a little bit. I kind of enjoyed it, but it wasn't really anything that kept me playing it.
Was it ODST or was it
I don't remember. It doesn't even have a cover on it. It just
Reach?
says,
Halo Reach.
yes, that's right.
That's the
If
one
you
that
don't
you
get a
did.
cover, it just comes in like a green Xbox box and there's nothing in it. And it says, do not sell or duplicate this. And I was like, okay.
Okay, I promise.
Promise.
But the reason I have the thing on here, because not only did they confirm an October release date, which is cool, October
Yeah.
27th, but they also posted 2 separate but almost identical commercials
During The Walking Dead.
during The Walking Dead. Yes.
During The Walking Dead. So
Which we were watching.
you see the first commercial
Yep.
and you're just like, oh, it's Halo, whatever. And then you see, what's his name? Agent Locke?
Yeah, Spartan Locke
Walking.
is like
Spartan
walking
Locke.
towards Master
Something.
Chief. Well, towards a Master Chief statue, and you're like, all right, so he's monologuing, he's walking, like, whatever, right? Like, you didn't think anything of it. And then boom.
So he's
Right.
standing in Yeah, standing in front of a statue of Master Chief, and I was kind of like, whatever, who's he talking to? Because he's obviously talking to somebody. And then you see Master Chief laying on the ground
With
with
a
a
nice,
hole in his suit,
that's right,
a
nice little
bullet
hole.
hole. And then even I'm not a fan. I don't play this game. And I was like, whoa, I know who that guy is. And that's awful. And then they said, hunt the truth. And I'm like,
Right.
man, I want to hunt the truth. And then we watch a little more and we're texting because we text during Walking Dead to discuss what's happening.
Yep.
And then there's another commercial. And this time it's Master Chief talking.
See, and the thing is when you first see the commercial for the second time, like, or what, at least when I did, I was like, oh, they're rerunning the commercial again.
I didn't get that.
And and like I didn't really realize it. I was like texting you, and I look up, and I was like, oh, Master Chief's gonna die. And then I look back up again, and I was like, wait, that visor's not blue.
It's green.
I was like, wait,
His,
is this Master Chief talking now?
his
And then
visor's gold, right?
yeah,
His
gold,
helmet's green.
green helmet, gold visor.
Yes.
And he walks over, and it's like the mirror image. They've switched places, and there's Slock with the bullet hole, and oh, so
They're talking about traitors. They're talking
right.
about you're supposed to save us all. I want to play this.
I'm amped up. I'm amped up for this, and I guess my question is for you is what do you think's going to be like? Are you going to have kind of like two stories going at the same time conflicting, or do you think that it's going to be like a story told by a third person, or is it going to be like it depends on the end of the game on how you finish it? Like
I
what?
think all of your choices, I would hope all your choices are going to change what happens throughout the game, and you're going to have a different ending.
I so I think that that's a very plausible idea for
Of course
sure.
it is. I thought of it.
Of course. The other thought that I had though was what if Hunt the Truth is because everything you're seeing on these commercials is basically a lie. None of it's true.
I would be really mad.
Like
I hope they're not doing that.
like the
hope
situation still happens, but like when you think that Master Chief is like gonna kill or is gonna die because he's laying there in the rubble, what if it's not actually Master Chief and Master Chief is in Locke's armor and that's like an imposter? Like
my head
mind
just
blown,
exploded.
mind blown.
Yeah, that'd be pretty. I'd be okay with that.
So we'll see what happens, but I'm so amped up for this game.
We're gonna have
And
to get this. We have to pre-order this.
yeah, well, it comes out like right after your thing, so I'm ready to play, but you just have to be ready to play.
I'll be ready to play.
I mean, because you'll be preoccupied the week before, so.
Just go pick up my copy.
Oh, I have to pick up your
You just pick it up for me.
Perfect.
'Cause they only hold that for 48 hours, and I won't be back from vacation until October 29th. That'll be your
Oh my
responsibility.
gosh.
I'll
So
pay for it ahead.
I'm gonna
I'll put
already
it
have
under your name.
beaten the game,
Yeah,
and you're gonna come
no.
back and be like, "So, what is it?" I'll be like, "Ha! So I wrote down every spoiler and I wrote it on the case. Here you go."
That's terrible. Do you see what I have to put up with? This is some
I'm totally
garbage.
gonna do that. It's gonna be great. I'll pick
This
up your
is
copy. Sure.
Listen, I'm gonna send it to Best Buy. I'll prepay for it. I'll put it in your name, and you'll go get my copy.
And then I'm writing down every spoiler on the packaging.
And that will be the last podcast we do.
Wow, at
Awesome.
least it was a good run, I suppose.
Stupid. I'm excited for this game. I can't wait to play it.
Let's talk about another game we're both excited for. A little bit of Rainbow Six Siege.
Oh yes.
So we're amped up for this. I've been
Yes.
watching a few things. They had like a somebody on YouTube, Matt Pat, who does game theory, also did a show called Reality Check, where basically he checks authenticity of games, goes through and like, sees if the guns are the same, or like the one thing he did with like tanks, he was checking to see if like the tanks were realistic, etc.
Right.
And he actually did a Rainbow Six Siege. And hello, David. He did Rainbow Six Siege reality check where they went in with the battle gear that they had, and like that they had in Siege, and tried to shoot real operatives, real
Right.
SWAT team operatives. I'm so amped up after watching that to go. Like, I want to go try a simulator of this. Like,
Yeah,
get in the field. Although I don't really want to get in the field. I don't want to get shot at.
not in real life.
But yeah, like paintballs, sure.
Sure. I've done that before.
But like they've been talking about like the smarter you are, the better your team's gonna be. It's gonna be X, Y, and Z. This, and this is gonna happen. And I'm so amped up for this until I think about how the gameplay's actually gonna happen.
Right.
And you're gonna like, unless you have a team of 5, you're gonna create this plan, and as soon as the game starts, it's gonna be like a one-on-one run around, just try to kill everybody, one-man army type thing.
And save somebody.
And save somebody. But like, there's going to be no plan, or there's going to be like two
We can
people
have a
doing a
plan.
plan, 2 people doing a
Yeah.
plan, and 1 person doing a plan. No one's going to be on the same page unless you get
No.
5 people all playing together and actually communicating.
So when this happens, we're just gonna put something like on our Twitter or our Instagram and
Yup.
say, "Come play with us, be a team player."
Absolutely.
Yeah, carry Michelle. 'Cause she's really bad.
Right. Exactly.
That's what we'll do. That's
But
how we'll get our team of 5.
Yeah, I'm still so amped up for this. I think that it's going to be great, but I don't know. I'm hoping it turns out to be as good as I think it's going to be.
Yes.
Because I have some pretty high expectations for a game that's not even out yet.
Excellent.
Let's talk about some movie news.
Okay.
Metal Gear Solid, the movie, got a
Oh.
writer.
Oh, lots of movies are coming out that, well, I can't say that because they talk about it and then it falls through like BioShock. But that's pretty good. Not that they have a writer for a movie.
Yeah, I guess he's a British writer. His name's Jay Basu. Basically no one's really heard of him. He's a hot British writer.
Oh.
But he's going to be doing Metal Gear Solid, and I guess my question is, with a game like Metal Gear Solid, do you really have to do a lot of writing? I mean, they basically gave you 5 games worth of story that you could either follow or just put like one game into a movie, or like,
Or
you
maybe
have
they'll
so many
completely change it
choices.
and it won't be at all anything like the games.
And then they'll ruin it. Or I mean,
Right.
change it. Like you said, change it. Bitter.
My husband's being ridiculous. My husband has a YouTube channel and he doesn't watch our channel and he wants me to give it a plug. And I'm not going to do that until he starts watching mine. He watched
Salty.
last week's just to put like a little comment on there.
Little blurb. That's all right.
He's so mean.
We'll plug his channel when he starts paying us with all that
Yes.
money he's making.
Yes, you can sponsor us, David, and I would be happy to plug your channel. Actually, he does sponsor us, technically. That's where all
Sponsors
this
you.
comes from.
That's right.
I will put the link to my husband's awesome YouTube video in the description below. So he keeps buying me stuff.
Oh, she's so bitter. Well, we can move on to this week on Kojima Watch if you'd like.
Oh man, where's he at? He's not even posting like his dinners anymore.
Well, Silent Hill /PT website, they went ahead and removed Kojima Productions logo.
So yeah.
So I don't know if Kojima and Guillermo del Toro are like still putting out a game, or
I think this is like a really privately nasty situation.
yeah,
Completely. Like, but like they're being really respectful and polite. And I think if they were Americans, it would be like crazy.
all over the YouTubes.
I mean, Twitter just saying nasty things to each other, but everything's just so silent.
Yeah, we need like TMZ over there to see what's
Yes.
going on.
TMZ, where are they? Japan?
Sure. Oh yeah.
Go there.
Absolutely.
Oh, send us there. We'll go find him.
I'll go be TMZ.
I will be happy to find Kojima and be like, hey, he's in this restaurant. Why are you not Instagramming your meal?
I doubt
You
it's
know
going
better.
to be that easy, but that's wishful thinking.
I would do it. I'd make that sacrifice. I've always wanted to go to Japan.
Do you think Kojima's done?
No, I think he's just going to start something brand new.
I think that
He's going to make like some kind of like totally polar opposite of what he normally does. And it's going to be like fluffy unicorns and this like Peggle style Candy
Nope.
Crush. Who knows?
So I think that the way that the video game industry works is once you get blacklisted, you're blacklisted. And
I don't think that at all.
I
I
think
don't
that
think that at all.
if this were as bad as you're claiming, he is blacklisted.
Only over there. I think if he came here, he would be snatched up by some developer so fast. I think you're wrong.
EA, and only EA would snatch him up.
You're upsetting me. I think you're wrong.
I'm just saying. I
I'm
think
just
that
saying.
if it's going down the way you're predicting,
I would like
he
somebody to write a
would get
book about what
blacklisted.
exactly had happened. What had
For
happened
sure.
was.
I wouldn't read it. If they created a movie of the book, the movie'd be better,
We'll
and I'd
watch
watch
that.
the movie.
Totally. I'd like to see what went down because you don't see stuff like this happen
Yeah.
where somebody just completely disappears.
Especially after being such a good developer.
He is Metal Gear Solid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how I associate him and how I
Exactly.
associate the game. So for him to just be gone, erased, he's erased. That's what this is. They totally erased him. You guys suck. They don't care about us.
Also
You
known
guys
as
suck.
blacklisting him.
I don't
She doesn't
doubt
believe
that.
it.
No, I don't doubt that. But I just think that I don't know. He was probably like, yeah, go ahead. I don't care.
Kojima, I have a great idea if you want to get a hold of me. My people can talk to your people, and we can come up with the greatest game ever created ever.
His people's his 3-year-old on his little Fisher Price phone. But he's really cute.
That's still people.
It's true.
All right, let's talk about another evil conglomerate, although I don't think conglomerate's the right word. Nintendo.
Nintendo. Are you so
Nintendo.
excited? Are you putting money in your savings account for the next console you have to buy?
No. That's not even what I want to talk about tonight.
Okay.
Somebody
Talk about.
Somebody spent their time to create a Super Mario 64. Excuse me. I'm so
Calm
tired.
yourself. Calm
A
yourself.
Super Mario 64 remake in Unity on your browser. So you could play
Pretty
Super
cool.
Mario 64 like the first level on your browser for
I
that.
like that.
And you know what? Nintendo made them take it down.
Wah, wah.
Those meanies at Nintendo made them take it down. So let me ask you this.
I'm ready because I already have the answer.
Why?
Because they're suck. First of all,
Because they are suck.
I think they would have every single right to do that if someone was making money off of it. Was this person making money off of it? Let's just assume no. You weren't buying it. You weren't buying anything in game. Let's just assume no. Imitation is were they making money off of it?
I don't know, but the thing is you get ad revenue off of websites as well as off of YouTube.
Then you'd have to turn that off.
The same reason that Nintendo has their own policy for YouTube, that you have to sign a little sheet that says you can't make money off of their games. Those games, including Super Smash Brothers, which is ridiculous because there are entire tournaments in the esports thing surrounding Super Smash Brothers that and you can't make money off of any of that. So yeah, I'm sure that they made some sort of ad revenue off the website, or if somebody clicked off or whatever, maybe, but it's still.
Let's just pretend no. Can we just pretend no?
What if they made it a parody? What if instead of Mario they made it Schmario? Then is it
like
okay?
that Flappy Birds or like Flappy Pigeons, that
Yes.
whole thing. Let's just say they did not make any money off of it. I don't see a problem with it because imitation is the highest form of flattery, and if they took your thing and they made their own design and you're still using Mario, I don't see a problem with that because you're
But
you're a
the
fan
thing
of
is they made an exact replica. So they literally copied the entire game head to toe for the entire first level. That's probably
cares?
where they took the offense from.
I
mean,
think it's
they're using Mario. I get why. So I get why they're saying this or why they did it. I don't understand why it's become such a thing for Nintendo to say no one can make money off of what we are making money off of.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
don't think anyone should make money off of something like that at all. I completely, totally agree with that. But
so you're okay with YouTube with their YouTube thing where you have to sign a certain thing, and Nintendo gets a chunk of your YouTube ad revenue if you use
No,
their.
I think that's selfish because we've already had this discussion where we look at it as free advertising for Nintendo.
Why wouldn't this be free advertising for Nintendo as a game on a website?
Because they took Mario, which is copyrighted, and they made their own and then they used it. You're instead, let's say you streamed something from your Wii U on there, that's Nintendo's. You didn't make it, you didn't create it, nothing like that. That's their thing.
Right.
This person like created and built something themselves. And as long, in my opinion, as long as you're not making money off of something that you created, that's what the difference is to me.
So
You're like, hey, look, I'm playing Nintendo's Mario, or hey, look, I'm playing Joe Brown's Mario in this web browser. They're two totally different
see,
things.
I don't think that. I think that they should have looked at it as it was a demo to their already created game for the Nintendo 64. And enough people went to it where they probably should just look at porting it over to the Wii U. And they probably will, just like they did for their Wii and just like they did for everything because they like to grab that money. The fact that one guy created something that was, what, a 10-minute mission
Yeah.
from Mario, and it had Mario's likeness and it had the same enemies that Mario fought, and they're like, no, you can't do that because we don't
Mine.
want it on
It's
there.
mine.
I think that was selfish. And the YouTube thing is also selfish. I think that they're a huge company. They don't need to take money out of, creative content people's pockets. You should let them do it because it's free advertising. The same way
Right.
a website would be free advertising because it's using your characters, your likeness, your whatever.
Wait,
And
we're talking about them.
it's okay. We're allowed to talk about them. We're just not allowed to put my Super Smash Brother gameplay in here, which is fine because I wouldn't record my Super Smash Brother gameplay.
No,
I'm
'cause you
not
get in
super
trouble.
elite
They'd
yet.
shut it down. Shut you down. You'd have to sign a contract. And then they would just take money from you. You wouldn't make
Yep.
money. They would
No.
be like, you owe us $130 for your 8 likes.
I refuse.
What
April
else you got?
Fools. Only not really. Speaking of April Fools, though,
I don't even have any words for you. You know, that morning I texted you and told you I hate April Fool's Day. It's so obnoxious. It's not
is.
even a holiday. It's an annoying holiday.
It's an
And
annoyance.
everything frustrates and infuriates me.
You know what frustrates and infuriates me?
What?
Fake video game stories.
Oh, like the one you tagged me in on Facebook that day? I'll punch you. It was so annoying.
That was actually my favorite one, and we'll talk about it here in a second. But like the Play Pac-Man on Google Maps, all right, that was
That's
kind of cool.
Super cool.
Dying Light superpowers all day long. That was pretty cool too. But like some of these ones where it's like we're gonna create a game that is, or like the dating app for Tinder,
Yeah.
or the Tinder dating app for World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
There's just so many of them on here, like even like Curse Voice, which
I
was
don't know what
like
that is.
it was like Hearthstone with like they basically wanted to give you points for swearing or something. Like it was just weird. It was all weird, very weird. My favorite one for the entire April Fool's gaming day was PlayStation Flow, though, which is the one I tagged you in, because the fact that they're like, you have to go get into a pool and put on your
You
goggles.
have to pause your game. You have to pause your PlayStation game. You have to put all your special goggles on. You have
And
to
your
drive
floaties.
to your nearest pool.
Yep.
So they're even prepped for people who probably don't have a pool in their backyard. And you
Yep.
put all these sensors on your arms and you go swim. Stupid.
Yes. No.
Hate it.
The
I hate
best idea ever. They're taking swimming mechanics to the next level. My question is, when those people are underneath the water and they're like underneath for ridiculous amounts of time, how do you breathe?
Right.
You don't.
It's never
You'd
in
be like, why did Bill stop swimming?
it. Passed out.
Oops.
Sorry.
Along with the Steam powered game console, which by the way, it looks phenomenal.
Oh my
I
gosh.
want that.
That
But
looks pretty cool. Very steampunk.
very
I
steampunk.
would, they had a, like a floating mouse, a hover mouse.
Project
I'd
McFly.
take that. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'd take that.
Oh, absolutely. And then like tanks on the moon, and they did a Destiny dance party, which we should have been a part of that
We
because
should.
we already do 30-second dance parties on Destiny, so
That's right.
we should have just been a part of that. But yeah, they I just thought it was funny. They had so many April Fool's Day like news articles,
Yeah.
and it was like I don't know. It was
So
tough to keep
ridiculous.
track of which one was real and which ones weren't,
They
and
were
there
all
were a lot.
stupid
There were a lot
and
that
not
weren't.
real. Some were entertaining, but I have no words for.
The worst part for me was when I went back, like today, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go back and go to YouTube and check out some, YouTube channels. And one of them started talking about like Mine Call of Minecraft Duty, Advanced Warfare, whatever. And it was like Minecraft is bringing guns from Call of Duty, and I just I was like, are you kidding me? This is ridiculous. And then I looked at the date and I saw it was posted on April Fool's, and I was like,
Ugh.
ah, like, come on.
I did watch
So bitter.
Rihanna do a April Fool's prank on Jimmy Kimmel, and it was very hysterical.
I'll have to check it out.
You should. You should. It's hysterical. We should put a link down there. She basically has a miniature concert in his bedroom while he's sleeping. It was
That's pretty
amazing.
sweet.
I laughed for like 10 minutes.
That's pretty sweet. Well,
But
10 minutes, that's a lot shorter than 200 hours.
that's true. That's correct.
You know it's 200 hours, right? Or more than
what's
200 hours?
what's 200 hours?
The Witcher 3.
Really?
They say that seeing as how it's open world and it's supposed to be giant, that if you do all the side quests, you do all the main quests, it's supposed to be up to over 200 hours of gameplay.
That makes sense.
Is that too much gameplay?
No. If let's say that there was still content in Destiny that was still happening from the original like DLC and we were still playing it, I would still not mind continuing to play new stuff from Destiny every single day.
Well, the nice thing about Destiny here is in a short little while, we should be seeing the House of Wolves DLC come out.
Yes.
Like
I-
within the month.
oh, that's soon.
Yeah, it's very soon. The initial thought of it coming out in May, uh, well, actually, I think it's still set out to be either late May or early June, somewhere around that. But it's still due to come out within the next month or two. So I mean,
Are they
we're
going to give us
looking
like
at
a release date maybe
eventually, yeah.
this month?
They're gonna actually send the release date out later this month, which means that the actual release date will be in probably May or June.
Yeah.
I would assume it's probably May just to get it out, but if it ends up getting delayed into June, then so be it.
Yes.
But it's coming out soon,
Excellent.
that's good.
Will
Another
all their
thing that's good with
all their
Destiny,
toxic players be able to play the
yes,
DLC?
yes. So they're booting toxic players. I don't
So
know if this
basically,
is like a big thing or not. So
people who get into games, into multiplayer on Destiny, and just sit
yep,
and
sit idle.
don't do anything. They just try and level up. They don't help out. They don't contribute. And what Destiny is doing is they are putting a little, making it so they cannot get into games with other people.
Right. Basically,
Because they're sitting
dropping the
there idle.
ban hammer.
They'll ban them eventually,
Hoorah.
but these are people who are like just excessively doing this
Yeah.
for certain things.
Yep. And like they said, if you get some, like, you have to answer the phone or you have somebody come to your house or something, they're not going to ban you right away. It's more so the people who repeatedly, you know, sit there and just let their teammates do all the work
Yeah,
and do stuff like that they're going to get hit. So I think it's good
I
for
love it.
sure. I'm a fan.
I love it.
Uh, Gears of War. See your
See my eyes
light
light up a
She's
little
just
bit. She's like,
what? Christmas? What?
It's true.
Black Tusk confirmed it's not going to be cross-platform.
I'm not shocked. It should be on next generation.
It's going to be on X1. So
Can I take my saved information and get some free stuff? That would be nice.
it would be nice.
Nice. I wouldn't expect them to put it on 360.
They're not. They already said flat out it's not. They're not going to put it on 360. But they haven't said they're making a game yet explicitly, have they?
They are making a game. Be quiet.
So does this mean that they're making a game
explicitly?
It is.
They are, and I expect an excessive amount of things at E3 from these people, or I'm going to Washington and I'm going to knock on their door and say, "You owe me an explanation."
Yeah, they said, or like the thought behind it is they will absolutely bring something out in this E3. So hopefully it gets cranked out and we get to see something.
Good.
I don't know if it'll release this year, but
Doesn't matter. We'll have a new game to play on the Xbox.
just give me something to see.
They better. I'll be really upset. I will write to them a strongly worded letter.
Oh, snap. Not a strongly worded
Look
letter.
out. I'll sign it too. Send it priority
What is that? Priority mail.
Comes in like 2 days. Whoa.
Email comes instantaneous almost.
No, I have to sign it with a pen.
Sign it with a pen and then scan it to your email.
No, I'm
Okay.
going to mail it to them. Priority mail.
Fine.
Stop trying to take this from me.
Okay.
It's going down for real.
All right, Florida. Goodness. DLC. Let's talk about some DLC
Okay.
for the Wii U.
All right.
Okay. Super Smash Brothers DLC is coming out. I know that you really
cool
don't.
story, bro.
But the cool thing about it is, although they've announced Lucas, they announced Mewtwo.
Mewtwo.
Both
From
of which,
Pokemon.
Yep, Pokemon. Both of which are going to be DLC characters.
I know things.
They also said that they're going to allow you to basically choose or submit a ballot on who else you'd like to see in the game. So your favorite video game character, such as like Snake, was in one of the games, Metal Gear Solid Snake.
Yeah.
He was in the last one, or as Phil Spencer says, Banjo-Kazooie.
Oh, the monkey.
The bear.
He's not a monkey.
He's a bear with a bird
Thought
on
it
his
was a
back.
monkey. He should be a monkey. That sounds like a monkey.
Oh, they have a monkey. His name's Donkey Kong.
I'm thinking of Donkey Kong.
Wow, she's
It's
so
late
drunk.
here. I'm tired.
So drunk. She's
So,
tired drunk.
I'm tired and old.
But how cool is it that they're actually putting out a system where you can say, like, you missed person X, put them in the game, and then people can basically vote.
Oh, Nintendo, you'll take somebody else's property and put it in your game?
I'm sure there's some red tape they have to go through, but yeah,
Stupid.
they will.
You guys suck. I
They
find it
will.
offensive. I'm going to write them a letter too. How offended I am that they're taking characters from a game that's not theirs.
And tell them to stop using cleavage.
Stop using cleavage. Look out. Only
Okay.
Fable can do that.
That's right.
And me.
So, on another note, their amiibos are all sold out.
Like pre-ordered amiibos?
All their pre-orders.
All of the amiibos ever are sold out. Ones they haven't
have-
even announced. You
That's
can't
right.
get up.
Target, GameStop, and Toys R Us all put out store-specific amiibos. So, Jigglypuff, Ness, and Grey Ninja are the three, I believe. and they're all to those 3 stores respectively. The Toys R Us is, I think that they might not be bought out, but Jigglypuff and Ness pretty much done. The GameStop was completely down because they had so many
Oh,
pre-orders for these
ah,
amiibos. So
is that all you?
no,
Oh,
absolutely not. I haven't bought any amiibos yet.
yeah.
Um,
It's because
none,
there are none
zero.
for you to buy.
They're all sold out. Exactly. So expect eBay to get hit with some amiibos. Um, I can't believe that this is this crazy for a piece of plastic that has a digital code in it.
Yeah, it's like those, what were those, Beanie Babies?
I don't want to talk about Beanie Babies. Oh my gosh, do I have a collection for you to
I
see?
do too.
You will lose your mind when you
Mine are
see
all
my collection.
bears.
I have a lot of the bears. I have a lot of the everything. Everything. You have no idea. Someday I will show you my
Creepy.
collection.
Okay.
Um, but
We
at
could
this
do like a
point,
YouTube video special.
yes,
Look
I'll
at
do
all
a
of our
YouTube
Beanie
haul
Babies.
of all my bears
Yes.
slash Beanie Babies.
Excellent.
Worst podcast ever.
It'll be great.
But yes, these amiibos are just blowing off the shelves like nothing, and I just can't believe that a piece of plastic is crushing it like this.
Ridiculous.
Absolutely. All right, let's talk about some sad news for a minute.
Okay. Stop.
Everything's getting delayed.
That's a common theme because nobody wants to look stupid.
That's right. So, Quantum Break delayed till 2016,
Oh
which
boy.
this isn't the first time it's done this. It was set to launch this year, and now it's slated to arrive next year. We'll see what happens.
Keep on working on it. Don't put out crap. Congratulations.
Put out some crap. I gotta play this game. It looks
No,
awesome.
no, write that down. So if they put it out a little bit early and it's crap, you
I
could be
know.
like, hey, remember when he said it was all right to do it? Stop complaining
I'm gonna get
in that
stabby.
voice.
I'm gonna get stabby.
No.
And then
not-
Legend of Zelda for the Wii U, which was one of the reasons I got a Wii U, is delayed. They're skipping E3 with it completely.
Oh, that's not a
Yeah.
good time. That means something is very broken. Why
Something
would
is.
you do that?
Well, I see. I have a theory behind this.
I'm ready.
I think they're skipping E3 and they're delaying it so that they can put it out as a release title for their next console in 3 years.
Oh, how I can't wait. I want to call you that day. I want to find out that information before you,
I'm
and I'm
kidding.
going to FaceTime you, and I would love to see how that goes down.
I might smash my phone. I don't think that's really what they're doing. They're probably just delaying it till next year, obviously.
Die.
But the
Oh my-
console, murder.
They've set it aside, and they're gonna make some crappy Zelda game
Yes.
for you, and then everybody's gonna go get that.
And then I'm gonna stab something.
I'm gonna go get a Wii with
Right-
that
right in
game
the
and just be
throat.
like, look what I got.
Multiple throat stabs.
That would be the worst.
It would.
I'm really annoyed with Nintendo.
Today's
annoyed.
podcast has been Nintendo full.
I'm just done with it. I don't want to talk about them for the rest of the podcast.
Okay, let's just talk about two things then. We'll talk about
Oh.
some Titanfall, because we got some Titanfall 2 coming out.
Oh,
Possibly. They're teasing it, which means that we should discuss. And then E3. Microsoft's not going to be showing all VR and augmented reality. They promise.
I don't
Phil
believe
Spencer's
it.
come out and he's like, look, I know we push it hard right now, but eventually
I
when
don't
E3
believe it.
comes, we're going to show games.
I don't believe it, and this is why. Because there, once upon a time, about 2 years ago, there was an E3 that I watched, and I sat there glued to my television, and I waited. Maybe it was last year. It was last
2
year
years
or the
ago.
year before. And all I wanted to hear was about the next Gears of War. And all they talked about the
That might have been
entire
last year.
time, it was last year. All they talked about was how the Xbox One is your new entertainment center to watch television, to
No,
stream
that was 2 years
music.
ago. That was
Okay.
absolutely 2 years ago.
Okay, so that's all they talked about. They didn't talk about games. They didn't talk about anything except how it's a multimedia piece of equipment that also plays video games.
Which they're correct. It is that, but
Well, it is for me
for
now because I don't play games on it, except for right now. See this? I'm playing this on my Xbox.
on
Can't
her
even say
play box station,
Playbox Station 361.
361.4. Um, yes. So it was that 2 years ago. Last year they came out and they're like, games, games, games. Check out all of our games.
And then they showed the
This
omen.
year, I think they're gonna have a blurb about VR, a blurb about HoloLens, which is AR, augmented reality, and then I think they're gonna say
PewDiePie's gonna come out.
games, games, games. I
I
don't
don't
think they
believe
can move
them.
away from games. That is what's driving their business right now is the creation of video games. If they move away from it, it's basically like McDonald's moving away from hamburgers.
I want a full 30 minutes of nothing but Gears of War at E3 out of Microsoft.
You won't get it because it's in 20
I'm
minute
gonna get it.
blocks.
I know all of it. 30 minutes.
You get in 20-minute
30
blocks.
minutes. 21
So
minutes.
20. Okay, maybe they'll go over
I'll
by a
take
minute.
21 minutes. I need this.
I think they're definitely gonna at least have something. I would assume for the Microsoft presser, they're gonna do something with Gears of War. I don't
Yeah.
think Gears of War is gonna do their own thing right away.
No, it'll be in with the Xbox. I completely assume that.
And then yeah, and I think the stage demo will be like 10-minute demo, and they'll say like let's get amped
11
up,
11 minutes. Let's get
and
pumped.
then afterwards they'll have some sort of interview with Black Tusk and do a 20-minute
Yes.
demo of some sort.
Yes.
Even if it's the same as the stage demo, just to hear them talk about it.
Absolutely.
It's all she wants,
Rod
guys.
Ferguson. Let's just bring yourself up on that stage and just talk to me directly.
That's right, Rodney.
Yeah.
Can I call you Rodney? Too bad I just did.
All done. All about it. All right, what else? What else did you have? You had one more.
No, the only thing I had was Titanfall 2, which I don't know if they're going to come out this E3. I was wondering what your thoughts were on that.
I would hope so. I enjoyed Titanfall, and they were talking a little bit about
Or sorry, Titanfall 2. Did I just say Titanfall 3?
I don't
Oh
know.
my gosh.
You're so tired and drunk too.
That's true.
I would like to see a little of what they do at E3. Remember when we watched it the first time, we're like, this is the greatest thing we've ever seen. And we all ran out and bought it. And we played it for like 10 minutes. And then we were kind of over it.
I remember playing the demo and
Yeah.
sending you a video and just being like, this is
Bananas.
bananas.
That's, yeah.
Like,
And then we played it to death.
yeah.
I'm really bad at it.
I mean, don't get us wrong. We really played it quite a bit.
Yeah.
The 10 minutes you're referring to is because we played it for like a month straight and then we stopped playing it.
Yeah.
The replay value on it wasn't
very
a
low.
lot. You know, once
Like
you play through the main missions,
it's over. Yeah, they just gave us all the DLC for free with games with gold, and we haven't even played any of that.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I don't know if I'll ever go back to it. I have it still on my system, just because. But I mean, I would go play Titanfall 2, and I would hope for Titanfall 2 they come out with more things, like more mechs, more weapons. I know that they wanted to keep like the rock, paper, scissors versions of the mechs and only have 3 of them, but I feel like you would need more mechs in this next version, or at least more ways to use the mechs. You really only had 3 options for the mechs. You had the speed guy, the slow guy, which was strong, and the middle guy.
Yeah.
And even if you had some sort of weapons or, you know, secondaries or whatever attached to these mechs, they were all pretty much the same. I mean, you played them the same way. So I hope that they come up with a little more flexibility in their gameplay. But overall, I mean, it's a good game.
Yes, I totally agree with you.
All right, that's all I have on my list here. Did you have anything else?
Nope.
Sweet. All right, well, like, comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook, Twitter, website, check out Dave's trains down below. It's not trains.
It's a Mustang.
Oh, Dave's Mustang trains.
Yeah. And Instagram.
And Instagram and hashtag bye.
Hashtag bye.